Hey, what's up everyone? Eric Rossi, the guy with the eye here. Just want to bring up an interesting topic and tell you why a camera company will never, ever make the perfect camera. Now, there's been a lot of backlash against camera companies and especially Sony since Sony just announced the Sony a6500. Now, literally 6 months ago, possibly 7 by the time this is released in November, they released a brand new Sony a6300, and that followed a very successful launch of the a6000. So that whole line has been very successful. But the issue is, it hasn't even been over a year, and Sony put out a new camera with features that should have been in something that was in the 6500 that should have been in the a6300. So this isn't a video all about Sony, it's every camera brand out there, and there's a big reason why camera companies will not make the perfect camera. It's because they want to sell you stuff. They don't want you to just buy one thing and be happy with it and then sit on that product until it breaks or it has to be fixed or something. They want you to advance the line. That's why there's different genres of cameras, there's different lines of cameras, and that's one of the big reasons. They want you to keep buying things. It's business, it's consumerism. They want you to buy stuff. They don't want you to be complacent. I'd love to hear your thoughts on that, so as you're thinking about all this, please let me know down in the comments, but it really just shows it. There are plenty of examples out there. Like I said, with the Sony a6300 being what it was at the time, it should have had a touchscreen. It should have had a fully articulating screen. Maybe in 5-axis in-body stabilization, but that's what they did with the a6500, and people got mad. The Canon 5D Mark IV was a hit and a big miss on some things, where the Canon 5D Mark III that they had was a big innovation and a benchmark to have that hybrid DSLR that can do video at 1080p. Then they really kind of chimped out and cheaped on a 4K motion JPEG Canon 5D Mark IV. They put some things in it, they left some things out. Nikon did it with their Nikon D5, D500, which people wanted full frame, but that was crop sensor. There is a lot of things left out because camera companies want to sell you their line of cameras. And personally thinking, would it make sense for a camera company to make a perfect camera? I guess in all reality, it does not, because people would just buy it and then be done with it and then work on lenses and everything out there. Now, it would be a good idea for a camera to make something that's pretty much perfect for the most part, and then they can work on their lens lineups and everything like that. And I kind of think Sony's doing that with the Sony a6500. If they start developing more of those lenses for that line, I think they can become a little bit more popular in that field. That's still what holds a lot of people back. There's adapting lenses now that all work, where you can still get autofocusing and everything. But what defines a perfect camera? I mean, I'm not going to break down exactly what my dream camera is, but it's 2016 by the time I'm making this video. Everything's pretty much a touchscreen that's fully using, and Sony missed out on it. I think Canon is finally all full touchscreen where you can go through menus and everything. But what Nikon introduced and what Sony's doing, it's pretty much you put it up to your eye and you move it around, the focus point around, and you can like touch the focus on the screen, but it's not fully developed to do full touchscreen. It's just the interesting limitations that are out there. Now, Sony has been putting out 4K video, full 4K video, not cropping into it, but Canon and Nikon, they're still not there in that field for their DSLR line, but Canon wants to use their cinema line. They want to push their users who series video into doing that, so that's why they're holding back. Nikon, I have no idea why they're holding things back. Sony, I kind of get it in a way as well, but it's all about selling cameras, and that's why a perfect camera will not be made. Sony will keep their higher end bodies. They still need to work on memory cards and having dual slots and better battery life. It's a whole big conglomerate of things. But let me know down in the comments below, why aren't companies making the perfect camera? Once again, they need to sell things. They can't have consumers be complacent and sit on a camera for 10 years or 5 years. They need to sell things every other year, and they need the hype that Apple does, which makes people, including myself, go buy the next thing and the next, thing in 9 months, under a year, and everything like that. But releasing a camera every like 6 months or something like that also hurts as well, can cannibalize whatever a company's doing. Let me know your thoughts down below. Perfect camera? Maybe. A, what is it? Define that for yourself. And B, will it ever be made? I think it'd still be cool to have a customizable camera. But once again, that's making the perfect camera. Eric Rossi, the guy with the eye. Keep an eye out for the perfect camera. It's not going to happen.